Hi guys, I'm going to give some tips on how to love yourself. And self-love is being kind, gentle, having respect for yourself, having appreciation for yourself. So you have to be able to treat yourself like that. Like if you're like you are important to yourself, so you have to treat yourself like with the most amount of love. Like if you have how you would treat somebody like a lover or a child that you love very much, even like how you would treat a pet. So the first tip would be you have to know who you are. And what happens is that we sometimes think that we know ourselves and we don't really know who we are, because there's a time where we kind of have an idea of who we are when we're probably like 4 years old, and then we start kindergarten, and then you're told how you should behave, like how to conform, and your parents they will also tell you how you should behave, which is important for the parents to do. That's the parents' role, to tell you how you should behave. And then somewhere along the line, they keep telling you who you are, and you start to become less and less of who you are. So the thing about it, you have to discover who you are, and that is actually a very, very fun experience. That it's nice to go and try to discover yourself and who you are and what you like. So while discovering yourself, I found that MBTI, which is like the Myers-Briggs and astrology, it really helped in terms of helping me to understand myself. Because while you start to explore who you are, and then you suddenly realize that some of the stuff that you know that you are, society don't like it. That society do not see this as a good trait. So like for me, I have my moon sign in Aries. So when I get upset like an Aries person. It's very fiery, and but that is who I am. And see, then you realize that, oh, society don't like that. They want. I mean, I'm not going to do anything violent, but my anger feels very intense, and it does give out quite a bit of a fiery expression compared to somebody who have the moon sign in something watery. So that's one of the ways that astrology helped, because when people started to complain that they didn't like that trait about me, I understand that they may not like it, and I accept that they don't like it, but at least I was able to know that that is who I am, and I could accept it, whether they like it or not. And I try to, I mean, obviously it'll be offensive to go around with such a fiery temper when you get upset, so I know how to control it. So that is one of the things. So you get to know the stuff you like, but usually what happens is that as you discover yourself, there's stuff that you like about yourself, and there's stuff that so many stuff that you discover, because society don't approve of it, you start to think, well, maybe there's something wrong with me, or maybe that is not a good trait that I have. So you're going to discover yourself, and then you keep a journal like this, and you jot down stuff every night about what you discover about yourself, things you like, things that made you happy today, things that brought you joy, and then you write things that make you sad, right? So there's this exploration of who you are, and it's very interesting, because as I say, you're going to meet stuff that you don't fancy too much, but it's you, so you have to accept it. There's nothing. I mean, you can improve on some of this stuff, but you still have to accept who you are, the essence of who you are, because there's never going to be another you, and that would be that's your uniqueness. So you have to accept who you are. I mean, like, I have times when I'm working and I was in a supervisory position, and people keep saying that I am so meek. Oh, and that was like, I didn't like that at all, because I'm like, being in a supervisory position and being called meek is not fun. It's not nice, but I accept that I do come off meek at times, and that's who I am. So I just accept it and not complain. And the other good thing about knowing yourself is that when you know yourself, when people say stuff that is negative about you, you could dismiss it, because you know that is not you, that they maybe projecting stuff onto you, or they just criticizing something that does not even exist. So that's a good thing about knowing yourself, because once you know yourself, when people start saying negative things about you, you don't have to take it personal, because it's like, you know who you are, so you don't have to go and sit down and think. When you don't know yourself and somebody says something negative, you have to go and think, is this true? Is it real or is it not? And then you have to ask people and all of that kind of stuff. So one of the benefits of knowing yourself is that you don't have to go through that stage of having to wonder if what the person said is true. It's good to assess what people say about you, but after years of knowing yourself, you will know that no. Because if you know to yourself that you are introverted, and somebody come and say, oh, you were so loud and making a scene at this party, you could think to yourself, I mean, that could happen, but you could also think, this person probably projecting something, or they're just playing with your mind, or they're gaslighting you. So you could just ignore it totally, because you know who you are. So that's one thing, know yourself. The other thing, you have to love yourself in the good times and in bad times. So that was one of the things that I had realized about myself. When if I am doing well, so my grades are good, I have a good job, everything is going good, I am happy with myself. Oh, I love myself then, because everything is flowing and everything is going good. But if I fail an exam, or I no longer like the job, even if it's the same job, and like say management change, and the job is the roles different and things are different, I start to feel, instead of being like I'm unhappy with the situation or the change, or I'm unhappy that I failed the exam, or I'm unhappy that the role of the job have changed, I somehow internalize it and start to criticize myself for like, why can't I find a good job? Why did I do so bad at that exam? Which, I mean, like, that is self-discovery too, but it's like I start to trash myself and speak badly of myself. So I start to say, like, I could feel when I generating thoughts like that, I could feel a sort of like, I do not approve of myself or dislike for myself, and I could feel that going through my body, and I could feel it weakening my body, and it's not a nice thing to do. So I had come to the conclusion, and this is when self-love gets tested, and it's not a fun time to go through, but this is when you get to know if you really love yourself, is when things start to go bad. So I have decided that it's something like, you know how for better and for, like, you know, in marriage where they say for better and for worse, and sickness and in health, right? Well, with the self-love is the same thing. It's like, you have to love yourself in the good times and the bad times, and sickness and in health. And so when you're unemployed, you still have to love yourself. When you're sick, you still have to love yourself. So there's no more loving yourself conditionally. conditionally. You have to love yourself unconditionally. So the times when you're not feeling well and you're like you're not feeling well and you think to yourself, first of all, am I even going to get better? And then secondly, it's like you feel like your body just betray you, right? Because you're thinking, well, I was eating healthy, I was exercising, I was doing everything right, and then suddenly I'm sick. So sometimes there's like an initial anger towards your body, but it feels like your body betrayed you. So no, that's when you have to still love yourself and just feed yourself with love. Tell your body that you know that it's doing the best it can for you, and that it will get better, and just have faith that it will get better. Love yourself unconditionally. And if somebody dump you, I've gotten dumped before. Don't take it personal. Just love yourself still. Don't go home and think, I must have said something wrong, I must have done something wrong, I probably need a boob job, or any of those silly things. No, you love yourself and you just think, well, that person wasn't the right person for you. That if he was the right person for you, he would have, the relationship would have worked out. So just so you love yourself unconditionally, even when you get unemployed, which is very, very hard to do, but still love yourself. Don't go hating on yourself. All right, I mean, those life situations where like basic needs like food, shelter and health and those kind of things, those things could get you really sad. So don't hate yourself at that time, because you're going to send that hate energy through your system and just make your whole, you just pull yourself down. You'll feel it. Like if you sit down and just think all negative thoughts about yourself, like some of these things are you're a failure because you lost your job, you're gonna make yourself feel sick. So don't do that. It happens. Like those things happens. So don't. I mean, everybody need money. We all need money to survive. So it is depressed, it is sad, and it could pull you down, but you still have to still love yourself. Don't go thinking mean thoughts to yourself.